Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Christopher West, and you're watching Uncommon Sense. Fucking love that name. But I am back at it again. Episode 2. This episode is going to be about spiritual currency. Sorry for being gone for so long, but I have been going through a lot. Not really. I've been looking for a new job. I got fired recently. I've been at my job for almost 4 years, and I got fired for some ridiculous shenanigans. But I already got a job again. I start on Monday, so I'm pretty excited about that. So, everything's back to normal. Everything's pretty sweet, I'm making more money than I was before, so that's good. And honestly, I was already looking for a new job. I was half-assed looking for a new job. I was already kind of sick of it, being there for 4 years. For those who don't really know me, I worked at Chipotle for the past 4 years. Excuse me. And pretty good company. I met a lot of really, really cool people there. Met a lot of good friends, really good, solid friends. Got a lot of really good manager experience working there. It was a great opportunity, great time. I don't really regret any of it, to be honest with you. But I don't even regret being fired, because I got fired for hilarious reasons, and it's just a good story to tell your friends and family. But, so, back at it again. And there was no repercussions of getting fired, either. There was, nothing, it didn't even matter. I got a job paying better in the same industry. I don't even think they even contacted them. It really didn't even matter. There was no negative downside to being fired from there, at all. It's fucking hilarious. Anyways, so, back at it again. Episode 2. Here we are, live in the flesh. Like I said, this episode is going to be spiritual currency. It's going to be explaining what real money is. What real motherfucking money is. Not that paper fiat bullshit, not the American dollar, not gold, not what we agree money is, but what real money is in nature and in reality. Because you see, as society, we make a lot of rules that we have to agree upon. We make a lot of principles that we just agree upon so society can run smoothly. But it doesn't necessarily mean any of those rules are based in reality or any of those rules are based in morals. And that's why we had slavery in the past. That's why we lock kids in cages now. That's why we arrested black people and Mexicans for weed. Weed was illegal for racist reasons. So society is not necessarily based in reality. Society is not necessarily based in morality, and honestly, society is not necessarily based in reason. Society can be pretty fucking crazy. I think Hitler was pretty crazy. I think, Mussolini was pretty crazy. I think America's pretty crazy right now to this day. To be honest with you. Honestly, seeing how the world's gonna blow up in about 20 years, seeing how the world's gonna end, seeing at least humanity is gonna end in about, less than 100 years, and yet we still say, well, we got to get, economics right, and blah, blah, blah. It's worrying about economics and worrying about this and that while the world's literally, our entire species is going to end, is literally rearranging furniture on the Titanic, which is not reasonable. It's not logical. It's just fucking stupid. So that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to wake people up and realize government cannot solve any and every problem. Philosophy and technology are the only things that solve problems in reality. So, with that being said, let's get right onto the topic. Today's topic, spiritual currency. What does that mean? So, true spiritual currency is actually time and attention. What am I going to spend my time on, and what am I going to pay attention to? Whatever endeavors or information we put our time and attention toward, we end up getting something in return for that investment. This return could come in the form of knowledge, understanding, skills, expertise, and empowerment, if we invest our spiritual currencies wisely. This is what real money is. Real trade with the universe. Because think about it, when you're spending money, you're trading. But when you think about it, what are you trading? Forget what money is, but think about it, objectively watch it. If you weren't on Earth, if you didn't, live on this planet, and you didn't know what the concept of money was, and you saw somebody give somebody their whole plate of food, and they gave them a plate of food for paper, how is that an even trade? You can't do anything with paper. You can't do anything with it. You can't eat it. You can't defend yourself. You can't do anything with the paper. So it doesn't make sense. We just agree there's value. It's only in our minds, literally. Um, so people like to believe gold is real money, simply because it's been traded with what seems like time immemorial. What is the intrinsic value of gold? Like I just said, are you capable of eating it? Can you build a shelter out of it? Is it able to be formed into a weapon of some sort and defend your life? And for those of you who don't know, intrinsic simply means naturally occurring and essential. Yeah, sure, gold naturally occurs, but is it essential to human life? No. The truth is, gold is of no value in reality to any human other than its agreed upon value. In more advanced civilizations, it can have some sort of technical use, yes, but humans aren't at any point where gold is highly needed for anything other than being worn around the neck. And that's not even necessary. This is just for fashion. Like, this is the only reason I need that chain. You don't even need it, you just want it. You know what I mean? Like, gold just looks nice. And to some people, it doesn't even look nice. So people later will say gold is used as a medium of exchange. That's what most people will argue. Almost every single person will argue gold is a medium of exchange. Money is not a medium of exchange. People think it is, but they're wrong. They're incorrect. This is what money really is. Money is the limiter of energy in the system. People think of money as currency. People think of money as currency. 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 Even the name is a mind control technique because it's supposed to be the current in the energy system. It's the current. It's the amperage, the power, the actual juice flowing throughout the veins. It's the blood life. Right? No. Wrong. It's not. It's simply not true. It's not the capacitance either. It's not the capacitance. It's not the store. That's another thing people will say it is. It's not the store. That's what they think real money is. Real money is not the capacitance. Real money is not the store. It's all fake. That's all in your head. That's all fake. None of it's real. Money is the resistance in the system. It's the resistance to change in the system. It acts as the resistor, because as long as that modality of slavery exists, it will be extraordinarily difficult to create real lasting change. Religion's gotta go. Scientism has to go, which I will get into later. Scientism's gotta go. Government's gotta go. New age thinking's gotta go, and money has to go, because it's all religion, and religion means to tie one down and to stop one's progress. We need to get the idea that religion is cultural. We need to get the idea that religion is cultural out of our minds. Religion does not mean Christianity, Jews, Muslims, Buddhists. It doesn't just mean the cultural world religions. It means dogmatic belief and erroneous beliefs. Dogmatic meaning blind, unwavering belief, and erroneous meaning lie, fake, not real, not solid, not true belief. So it's dogmatic, erroneous belief in a system. That's what money is. That's why the world's blowing up. We're realizing capitalism not only does capitalism not work, but capitalism gone unchecked will and does destroy the planet. Period. At the end of story, at the end of every line, it will and does destroy the planet. Because human beings, due to our traumatic first experiences on Earth as cavemen, due to our survival needs, we have been programmed to be naturally negative, and we've been programmed to be naturally greedy. And because of our natural programming, and because of our lack of understanding, and because of our lack of wanting to change that programming by philosophy, instead we put up systems. We don't change. We don't bypass our programming. We just put up walls to fight our programming, to put our programming in check. We're not changing the program. We're putting the program into check. That's what we're doing. That's why we're still naturally, innately in our mind greedy. That's why we're naturally, innately afraid of ourselves. That's why we're naturally afraid of each other. because we innately are greedy. And capitalism, because of our innate nature, capitalism innately itself will and does destroy the planet, period, and always will, because of our innate programming due to our traumatic first experiences as human beings on this planet. Human beings are not innately evil. Human beings are not innately greedy and spiteful. Human beings are innately programmable. That's what we are. We have the potential to be and do anything, but due to living in the three-dimensional world, we have had to survive, which has lowered our consciousness from that idea of we are not innately evil. We truly believe we are not innately good. A lot of people, you know, believe that we're a parasite. I've had an argument with my girlfriend multiple times that, a lot of human beings believe that we are just a parasite. Yeah, based on what we've been doing, you can argue we're parasitic, but that's not what we're innately supposed to be. A gun is a weapon of mass destruction if you want it to be, but a gun is a tool to keep one safe if you want it to be. There is no innate into what a gun is supposed to be. So there is no innate to what a human being is supposed to be. So therefore, we should seek to improve the quality of our attention by placing it upon information that is capable of improving ourselves and the human condition as a whole. Such an effort would also constitute a valuable investment of our time. We should ask ourselves, what am I spending my time on, and what am I paying attention to? And most importantly, what kind of quality am I getting in return for these investments of my spiritual currency? Now, the way our time and attention affects the world in accordance with the principle of correspondence is such. Give me 1 second, let me pull it up. This is why I wish I had all of my shit together and my PowerPoints together, because if I did, I'd be able to have a PowerPoint up beside me. I'd have a green screen and I'd show you what I'm looking at right now. But I'm sorry I can't do that. I'm gonna have to give you a really shitty bootleg version description by myself. So the way our time and attention affects the world, the way our individual time and attention affects the world as a whole, goes like this. There are two pools of information. One is a pure pool of information, of facts, logic, and reasoning, and one is a poison pool of information of bias, propaganda, lies, misinformation, and whatever else you want to call it. So there's two pools of information. And us as individuals, we are buckets. We are individual buckets. And we are pulling out of both pools. Because, not everybody knows everything. Not everybody knows everything. So, some of us pull out of the negative, some of us pull out of the pure. We all pull out of both. But it doesn't innately need to be like that, because we're conscious beings. We have a say in this. We have a say in life. We have a say in our own existence. We just don't put our time and attention into the right things. You can pay attention. You can spend your time on a source of pure information, but if you're spending your time but not paying also paying attention, you might miss good information, and it might turn into bad information because you didn't pay attention enough. So since we're not spending our time and wisely as individuals, we're getting our buckets, we're running up to both pools, we're scooping it up, scooping it up, scooping it up, scooping it up, and just through conversation, just through books, just through vlogs, just through blogs, YouTubing, politics, TV, news, that's how we're dumping it into the world. That's how it's coming into manifest. The world, by us getting information, not just by talking to our friends. Oh, you heard about this the other day? Oh, you heard about this the other day? Or news, this and that, blah, 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 this is happening. Based on how we're getting it out, that's how it's getting into the world. That's how it's manifesting into our world. That's how the information is getting out. So based on what we're spending our time and attention on is what is being manifested into the world, our whole mindset, how we view the world. So, just like the principle of correspondence, the microcosmic units become and comprise the larger macrocosmic parts. It's a mirror in the sense that what's being put into reality is being created, obviously. So, how exactly as a nation, how exactly are we as a nation spending our time? Are we daily or even weekly spending our time to gain, process, and understand useful and necessary knowledge to better the world? Or are we spending most of our time watching the newest thing on Netflix and toiling away with the next thing to occupy our mind so as not to have to think? Because we've already done enough of that at work. And being at work, that's the only time you really should use your brain, because if you're not being paid for it, why have to use your brain at all? See, we realize our time and attention is of value, but it's not of value over physical money. Because we're not going to use our time and attention to, gain things unless we're being paid for it. Because we believe money, physical money, the paper fiat money, is worth more than our own time and attention. Because when we're not at work, we're watching Netflix. I know most people I know, no offense to them, but I know most people I know are just, watching TV, going home, masturbating, going to sleep, going on Facebook for about 3 hours at a time, going on YouTube, watching funny videos, just watching, random information. So now some people like to think that getting random facts, random information, watching Joe Rogan, listening to him talk to a guy about martial arts, they're somehow smarter, they're more intelligent, they're spending time wisely. But how does that apply to you? Information is only powerful if you can apply it. That's called wisdom. Information, knowledge applied is power. So you learning that bees, eat this much pollen in a year is fucking useless unless you yourself take it upon yourself to, help stop bees being going extinct. But you just knowing that is useless information. So what are we really spending our time on? What are we really learning? Is the stuff we're learning actually applicable to our own lives? Because we do like learning, but we don't want knowledge that applies to us. Because we don't like where we are in life right now. At least most of us. So, the ancient Romans, they had a word that meant two things. Liber. Liber is the word that meant free, as in not a slave. A free being would be described as liber. It's the basis for the English word liberty. 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 Yet the same word also meant a different concept. So the word liber, when used in a different context, meant a different word. That word was book. Does that tell us anything? They associated the word book with the word freedom. Again, liber is the basis for the word library. Where you can go to become free if you read the right books. For the first time in human history. Now this is just something I wrote down, alright? For the first time in human history, all mystery school traditional teachings are available at your fingertips. Now, for those who don't know what mystery school teachings are, that is all occult knowledge. Occult knowledge, when you look up occult knowledge in Google, what do you get? Let's do that real quick. Let's do a real quick research thing. Occult. Now, if you Google occult, their definition is supernatural, mystical, or magical beliefs, practices, or phenomena. That's a lie. It's fucking stupid because they don't want you to know what occult really means. The origins of the word clearly means to hide and to conceal, to cover over. That's what occult means. So occult, hidden, to hide, to conceal. None of those words mean supernatural. Hidden does not mean supernatural. To hide does not mean mystical. To cover up does not mean magical belief. So their definition is their own personal, what they want you to think it's called. And when you go to images, What do you get in Google when you get images? You get a third eye. I see some woman with her face halfway torn off with demon horns. I'm getting a bunch of black magic stuff. I'm getting hands covered, third eyes. I'm getting a bunch of creepy, dark ass shit. I'm getting demons. I see demons. I'm getting like magic. I'm getting sorcerers. So Google wants you to think that a cult is mystic, hoo-ha, voodoo nonsense. That's when if you don't already believe it, you're gonna immediately believe it's a bunch of hoo-ha, blibbly blah nonsense, right? That's what it looks like. It looks like a bunch of dark, edgy, goth kid, weird nonsense. That's what that's what they want you to think a cult is. Creepy, weird nonsense, right? But a cult only means hidden, right? So, why did I bring this up? Because, like I said, for the first time in history, all mystery school traditional teachings are available at our fingertips, meaning all occult knowledge, all hidden knowledge is at our fingertips. Are we learning what men of power have been known? This is known. This is well-known information that's why people have burned the Bible, have burned the Torah, have burned the Book of Enoch, have burned multiple books. That's why the Bible's missing like 50 fucking books. You know what I mean? Are we learning what men of power have been known to keep away from their subjects with the utmost security since the dawn of humanity? Or are we watching old reruns for the 200th time? So you gotta ask yourself, what are you truly spending your time on? Do you truly think you know that's all that's out there? Do you truly think Earth is just all about government? Do you think that's the highest level of information, highest level of thinking, highest level of knowledge? Government legislation is the highest level of knowledge? Do you think government is the highest level of anything? The highest level of authority? Do you think that where we are right now is where consciousness is supposed to be? Do you think that we're not being thwarted by something? So you gotta ask yourself, what are you spending your time on? What do you think's out there? What's worth knowing? What's worth even asking? So, that's this episode. Spiritual currency. What real money is, what real money isn't. It's all in the head, or is it not? Am I crazy? Let me know in the comments. Please leave comments. Don't just say I'm doing a good job. Ask me questions. Ask yourself questions. Research shit. Study my last video. Study this video. Look up what I'm saying. Prove me wrong. Somebody talk to me, please. Give me some support. And all those black people I got on Facebook, all y'all niggas that I'm friends with, I'm a black philosopher. Where's my support? Add me, subscribe to me, like my shit, follow it. Support black people. Black man needs support right here. Here's a black man that needs some support. So niggas, help me out. But once again, thank you for watching. This is Christopher West with Uncommon Sense. Like and subscribe. I love y'all. Let's fight for a better world. Let's actually care about this world, because our kids have to deal with this. If you don't want no kids, I guess whatever, but my kids get to deal with this. So, please let's make the world a better place. I don't want my kids to have to fight World War III. I don't want my kids to have to wear gas masks. I don't want my kids to have to learn to realize once they're 18, school doesn't teach you anything. I want the world to be meant for my kids to live in. Thanks again.